Welcome back to Kings at the Table podcast, where if you're a king, you belong at the table. And Juan, there's a lot of stuff that's been happening while we've been gone. And,
happy holidays to everybody from Kings at the Table, to your family and our family and everything. Hope everybody had a nice, safe time while we were off and you guys were off, I'm sure.
Definitely. I hope they did have a good time. But like you said, we were off. And one team that was really off this past week was the goddamn Eagles.
I think they're off all the way.
Fuck.
There's a lot of teams that are off right now. Like either they're hungover still, or I mean, maybe like how we've been saying it. There's a lot of pretenders out there. But going back to the Eagles, Rich, I mean, there's a lot of question marks right now with this team. Can they even make the playoffs still? Like they could fall off.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how this kind of keeps going. The Cowboys look like they're on their P's and Q's.
Well, the Eagles going to make the playoffs is if they're going to win the division or not, because the Cowboys are the same record, but they got the tiebreaker. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
But the Eagles, like,
falling apart, man.
I understand that, you can overlook teams. But at this part of the season, you're on week 17. You got 2 more weeks. You're fighting for the number 1 seed, and you lose to the Cardinals? Come on, dog. That's not overlooking. That's not, I don't even know what the excuse could be.
It's going back to, like, I don't know, it's like everybody bought out almost, in a sense of the way, like, in the beginning of the season, like, it was, like, perfect. You know what I mean? Like, everything was gelling hella cool. But, like, now, defensive struggles, there's offensive struggles, there's finger pointing. Is he the guy? Is Jalen Hurts the guy?
Yeah.
A.J. Brown throwing fits on the sideline. Coach not even looking at, like, not even confident.
Yeah, I was going to say, even the coach.
Yeah, he's going all the way to the top now at this point. And it's going to be interesting to see, like, what are you really going to put out there going into the, this last game of the year and then going into the playoffs kind of thing.
Yeah, and the thing is, you're going to want that home field at least in the first game, like, for them to not be the division champs is huge.
Yeah.
Especially when they had a pretty good cushion on the Cowboys.
Yeah, they had a few games on them.
And now it's just trending down.
And it's every week, it almost seems like it's something different. That like, okay, well, they'll get it together this week. The defense will step it up this week. And then the offense just hella falls off. Okay, the offense will get it back this week.
Yeah.
And then, no, something else happens. It's just a consistency of bad play calling. And I don't know, man. It's like a mixture of everything for that team. And if I'm an Eagle fan, I'm kind of like, I don't know how I feel about going into these playoffs.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I wouldn't know how, not too confident, but yeah, at the same time, you can probably pass that first round.
Maybe.
And get some momentum.
I mean, it's back-to-back weeks. They got it handed to them by the Cardinals, and I think the week before it was wasn't it Seattle?
Seattle, yep.
Yeah, and that was with your pull boy. Lock it up, baby.
Drew Lock, yeah, that was the longest drive of the season, and he goes in there and drives on the Eagles prime time and wins. Like, exactly,
that's what I'm saying, man. Like, it's getting to the point where, like, I mean, can they have been fake this whole time? Because, I mean, I've been saying it all season long, and you as well. We've been like, all right, it's going to be a certain time. They're going to stop coasting. They're going to get the shit together, and then they're going to be making that push.
And they haven't yet.
And they never did it this whole season. That's a trip to me.
And it is a trip. It's pretty bad as far as they can't get it together. But one team that has gotten it together is those goddamn glasses, Juan.
Big trust.
Lamar Jackson and the Ravens.
The MVP, Lamar Jackson, and the fucking Baltimore Ravens. I think it's pretty much sewn up. Like, I can't see anybody who can give them that challenge now. The game we were waiting for was Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, that Monday night against the Niners. And, man, I'm not going to lie. Like, I sat there right before that game started. I was like, this is going to be a good one. And, no, it wasn't. It was just a complete blank slate. Like, that was the blankest Niners I've seen all season. I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of teams haven't seen them flat.
Yeah, no. I mean, that Vikings game.
That was pretty flat.
The
Vikings game was flat as shit.
You can get flattered in that last game.
I mean, but still, like, hands up to, send
Baltimore.
Baltimore, man. I can't see nobody beating them right now. They took care of business this week.
I would say what they did to the Dolphins and the Niners in back-to-back weeks, it's not just impressive, but it's like good
statements.
Luck. They're statements, but at the same time, it's like good luck beating this team. Like, they're saying who's gonna beat us. That's what they said in those 2 weeks, beating the Niners the way they did, and the way they beat the Dolphins. They're not just little wins.
They're impressive margin wins.
We're gonna be in the Super Bowl. Are you? That's what they said.
They're like, catch up.
Yeah.
See us. Wait, we'll meet you there.
For sure.
They already had dinner reservations.
Definitely. They got their whole family already booked to the Super Bowl. And if you haven't got the memo, is I believe the Ravens are going to the Super Bowl, and good luck beating them.
Yeah, I can't. There's one team that might be able to put up a good one.
Oh.
Let's not forget. And it was a shocker that
AFC?
we're still the AFC.
Okay, we're on the same page.
Yes, sir. And that's the Cleveland Browns.
Oh.
And
Browns.
man, Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that one? AFC Conference Championship.
Oh, man.
Joe Flacco, Lamar Jackson.
Oh, yeah.
That would be wild.
You're selling tickets right now. You're getting the audience pumped up.
I want to go to that game.
I want to be there.
I want to see this game because it not only is it just Joe Flacco who lost his starting job to Lamar Jackson.
Headlines.
That's obviously one major headline. But we're talking about AFC North football
division.
Bro, these a lot of you who don't really watch these games, they're dogfights, like straight up.
Yeah.
And to get to see that one right before the Super Bowl, I might top the Super Bowl. It possibly could. It could be that good.
Yeah.
But I mean, going back, to Cleveland, Cleveland stepped it up too, and impressively. They've been looking solid
every week,
and that defense still locking in.
Yeah.
Joe Flacco's looking like young Joe Flacco.
He's not just looking like Joe Flacco, but that defense is looking like 2002 Ravens defense. Dude. It looks like you can't do anything against that defense.
No.
And I know we're talking about the Browns here, and we just got done talking about the Ravens, but the Browns defense is way more impressive.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know, Rich, because, look, I'm going to tell you like this. I see these guys 2 times a year. Okay, so I know these guys a little bit. So I think the Ravens defense, like, their planning style, I think is better than the Browns' planning style, Rich.
You fixed your chair. Let me fix my chair.
Let's go.
You're saying that
I'm saying that the Ravens defense, I would give the edge to the Ravens defense.
What?
Which is fucking wild for me to say. Maybe it might just be the glasses. I'm not sure.
I think the record is making you say that. But I think a lot has to do with Lamar.
No.
Well,
I mean, obviously that helps. That obviously helps. But if we're standing defense for defense, I will give that slight edge over to the Ravens defense. Only because of the fact, for some weird reason, man, it almost seems like the Ravens defense, they can plan fucking legit against any team.
Definitely. But so can the goddamn Browns.
The Browns had the talent.
The Browns beat the Niners with the backup quarterback.
And that was thanks to the defense. Exactly. Yeah, I know.
I'm saying that defense.
I'm saying this.
Beat the Niners, bro. The Ravens didn't even beat.
And the Ravens defense did.
They did. But
Lamar did ball out. I'll give him that one 100%. Lamar balled out that one.
So I think it's safe to say that we.
Well, what about what they did to Miami? What did Baltimore do to Miami?
Yeah, they dogged their shit.
Exactly. That's helped to the defense.
The defense is nice, but I'm saying Browns defense, I think it has a slight edge. But we're both slight.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's a for sure lock, but if we get this AFC Conference Championship matchup,
for sure,
bro, we're gonna have fun on that episode for sure if we get there.
Yeah, and we're already on the division of the AFC North, so let's go to your Steelers because they're on a run right now, and they just changed their whole offense. I know they got a new backup quarterback, and
the man's been there for a minute.
Yeah, well, he was the second string, right, or third?
Oh, no, they moved him all the way down to 3.
Okay, well, so he's a backup quarterback.
Yeah, but he's been in the system for a long time. And the one thing, going back to what you're saying, like the Steelers' whole run thing, it's nice to see that this is what the offense that I have been waiting for this whole entire time because this is exactly how I imagined it would be.
Yes.
And, I mean, unfortunately, it took all damn season to get there. But, we still have a chance. It's a lot of win, lose, tie, whatever. But, I mean, the Steelers' offense is starting to kind of look solid now.
They're starting to put it together, and it was an impressive win in Seattle. They won 30-23, touchdown score. Seattle just came off a huge win against the Eagles, and they had all the confidence, and then you guys go in there and straight bully them.
Yeah.
I mean, you showed me a clip of the angry runs.
Both of them made it, Jalen Warren and Najee Harris.
And that was like 4 straight clips of the running backs just bullying their defense, and it's like, I don't know, man. I think Mike Tomlin is.
Well, I mean, they did say you did send me that one little clip that they said that he ain't going nowhere. He's staying.
And not just that, 17th season of winning over
exactly
500, and that's never been done straight. 17 straight. So that was a huge win.
Excuse me. Yeah, it's a huge win, obviously, for the to keep the record going. Maybe this whole buy-in now with Mason Rudolph, considering the fact that they're saying that even though Pickett's healthy, we're still going to roll with Mason. So I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how we close out the season, which we go to Baltimore and go play them.
Which I was saying, I think Baltimore's going to rest some of their guys.
They probably will,
so they can give you.
They already solidified the division, I believe so.
They got the number 1 seed.
Exactly. So they solidified the division and everything. So they're locked in. They don't really have nothing to play for, but they can screw us over if they wanted to.
If they wanted, and I'll see you guys in the playoffs. But let's get into the other team that's barely in a way cracking the playoffs, and it's not a team that we would usually say it like that. The Kansas City Chiefs.
They're another team. I think I don't know, man. Like they got bailed out a lot this year.
Wins.
In their wins, they got bailed out a lot in their wins, but again, they're not impressive. They're not looking like, oh yeah, these guys can run the table. They can actually sneak in there and probably take one from the Ravens. I can't see Kansas City beating the Ravens.
Oh no, I can't see them beating the Browns.
Oh damn, no.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's how good the Browns are,
for sure. But the way that the Chiefs are struggling is kind of like we haven't seen this before, and we kind of had a talk earlier before this whole podcast of how we can compare them to like a basketball team in a way, and they're kind of like the Warriors. We got done seeing their hell of a error or run, you can say, and now they're like panicking, and the way they're interacting with each other, it's like, dude,
they're hella imploding. Like, I mean, I would never thought we would see Mahomes doing the stuff that he's doing right now. All this complaining and him just acting out hella wild in frustration. Travis Kelce's another guy. Like I was like, bro, really? Yeah. How you throwing your helmet like that? Like, chill, calm down, relax. I mean, it's like a self-implosion. Like, the team's not even like, a lot of things ain't even working for them. I think they're just doing like the quick fixes, quick Band-Aid fixes. You got a bunch of receivers that, I mean, I can only think of one off the top of my head.
Rice.
Well, him, and then what's his MSV or MS? Yeah.
Scalding.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's it though, and those guys aren't even top tier guys.
Yeah, I'm thinking more of the lines that they know that the era is ending, like their run. But at the same time, you got Mahomes, so you got. I think it's like a 2-year downfall,
like a
rebuild, restructure
before you have to go into that deep one.
And I mean, I'm not sure if they're going to go into a deep one. I think they're going to turn it around again in like 2 years. They just got to rebuild real quick because of what the core they have. But I know they feel it because you can see it. Obviously, you were just saying how the players are yelling at each other, but it's not even like a motivational, like, let's go. It's like, it's because of you.
Yeah.
You're the fault we're losing.
Yeah.
And
like
it's publicly.
Putting the finger to blame each other. Yeah. That's exactly what's going on. And, like, I mean, it's weird to see this coming from these guys. Like, I mean, they have their stretch right now. Yeah, they're hell of the Warriors. They have their little stretch. Things are going downhill right now. Nobody knows what to do. Nobody knows how to fix it.
Bunch of finger pointing.
Exactly.
That's not good, man.
Oh, man. And then you go into the playoffs. Ugh.
Yeah. Good luck. I mean, you got that. This is the first time that Mahomes might have to go on the road before getting to the Super Bowl.
That's crazy.
So we'll see how that goes. But one team that won't be going on the road is the Niners. They clinched
49ers.
The number 1 seed in the NFC. They beat the Commanders 27-10. But they did lose to the Ravens last week, which we haven't covered. Juan, what is your thought on the Niners so far?
That was a rough one for them to, especially at home. Christmas. I was like, okay, Purdy could do this. I mean, he's legit. Like, I mean, not that he's not legit right now because he's obviously proven. He's won all these games, hella yards, touchdowns. His ratios are ridiculous. The team is ready to go, but they just came out flat that game. But way to bounce back. Playing against the Washington Commanders, who, that's one that they needed to get. Yeah. Obviously, not only just to solidify the number 1 seed, but build that confidence back up and get it like, all right, yeah, no, we're the Niners. We can handle this. But the injury bug's starting to hit a little bit. Armstead is hurt.
Yeah.
And then Christian McCaffrey's having a little bit of a calf issue going on there.
Which, yeah, they always said that they were going to not use him as much this year, and it seems like that wasn't the thing.
No, he was used to, I think, the
ton.
fullest.
And we know that he's injury prone, and like you said, it's starting to kick in. And I don't want to hear this if he gets end up getting hurt in the playoffs, because he's dealing with the calf injury, bro, and he's a running back. You feel me? Like, if one little cut, it could mess up the calf even more. You know what I'm saying? And we don't want that, but it's like, I
want to see that one.
You guys said your script was we're not going to use McCaffrey that much.
True.
And I mean, come on.
I think that it's a slight bit overproduction for McCaffrey. That's a lot. And I mean, considering the fact that you have an O-line that can block and push the way they can, I'm pretty sure you could use somebody, Bozert, if they had somebody like that, you know, they could use him and utilize him. Elijah Mitchell, he's had some good runs, but he's not giving you that combo back run.
For sure. I think that would be one of their key, how could I say it, weaknesses going into the offseason, to get another running back. Have a two-headed monster to take some,
give some, relief to Christian McCaffrey.
But at the same time, as far as the Niners, I don't know. Like, that Raven game was fucking bad, dude. It was like,
it was tough to watch a little bit.
You're talking Christmas at home. I mean, if it was in Baltimore, maybe I'd be like, okay, a blowout could have happened, but I didn't see a blowout in Santa Clara.
Hell no. I didn't see that.
Not that way, at least.
No. And again, going back to like how you quoting you, Lamar Jackson was on point that day. Even though the refs tried to help the Niners out with the safety.
Yeah, I saw that one. That was crazy.
It's still, like Lamar was lights out, and there was nothing the Niners could do. He was just picking that team apart defensively on the offensive side.
Let's get back on the Purdy talk real quick, because when he went out, they ended up benching him.
That was crazy.
Darnold came in and looked pretty good.
He did.
And then at one point, I was like, they're about to tie this game.
I thought he was going to bring him back.
I was like, oh, crap. Can you imagine if they brought him back?
Would you have put Purdy in, or would you kept rolling with Darnold?
That's what I'm saying. Can you imagine the talks? And one thing that stuck out to me, though, which was a ton of people, a ton, were saying that either Purdy or McCaffrey should be MVP, right? When we were talking MVP talks. Okay. And I was saying Lamar even later. At one point I was saying Stroud, but he got the concussion. But Lamar in the beginning. And then it was a whole debate about it, right? And it's like, you can't really debate most valuable. It's just, I don't know how to explain it. It's not best player. It's who's the most valuable on the team. If you have two most valuable, I know it's kind of off.
I know what you're saying. No, I feel exactly what you're saying.
If you have two most valuable players on one team, how does that make him more valuable than the guy not even on your team?
Exactly.
You have two guys. And it's not, I'm not trying to knock him, but
it's kind of like, okay, what if that guy wasn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know what you mean. It's that's why
I was saying that to say that Lamar is the MVP, bro.
For sure, he is. I mean, I think we could go ahead and close the book on that one. Lamar Jackson is going to more than likely win this year's MVP candidate, or he's going to be the MVP man.
Yeah, let's just give him the award.
Yeah, let's just go ahead and hand it over to him. But it's a very interesting kind of like article I kind of came across was they asked Scary Terry about the 49ers culture, and he was kind of like, if I read it correctly, something along the lines of like, I like that kind of stuff, like how the 49ers are as a team, like that camaraderie,
the family,
like that whole, like they're all about each other.
They're one.
Thing. Yeah, and Scary Terry's like, that's kind of nice. I would like that too.
But he's hella looking through the window of the living room.
Yeah, he is, bro. He's all like, hey, you got room for one more?
Yeah.
I promise I won't take that much money.
For sure.
But that was a good win for the Niners. Again, they needed that one to bounce all the way back. They do have the Rams this week coming up. So, do you want to help your Rams out? Not starting everybody.
That's not a team you want to see in the playoffs. I'll tell you that.
I mean, they can do some damage. Little quiet hush damage.
Let's get into the Rams real quick, because they are in the last spot of the playoffs right now, and they beat the Giants 26-25. Barely beat them, but they got the win, and they're the last seed of the playoffs. Juan, you were big on the Rams early in the season, even though they didn't look too good. We're like, you know what? They can make a run,
and they're starting to make that run now, and things they're starting to look a lot more better. The whole Puka and Cooper Kupp kind of combo is starting to kind of like balance itself out, and you're seeing that a lot. Puka's out there balling right now still. Yeah. Cooper Kupp is still doing damage, and I think they might be one of those little like, hey, you don't overlook them if they make the play. If they get in the playoffs and everything, don't overlook them because they're going to give you a good fight all the way to the end. No. And so they could be like that little dark horse.
Definitely, they're pretty much like the Bills of the AFC. Like, yeah, they could get in the wild card. Well, technically, the Bills could still win the division. We'll get into them, but the Rams, they're veterans. They won the Super Bowl. They know what it takes to get there again. They don't have that same roster, but you don't want to catch a team that's running hot, especially with a quarterback like Stafford.
That guy won't stop.
He is balling this season, and no one's talking about him,
bro.
They're saying he's probably the hottest quarterback. Like, I was watching, what was it? I forgot. Something on ESPN. They were just like, dude, Stafford is that guy right now.
He's always had that fucking drive in him, man. And that's one thing I've always admired about Matthew Stafford is like, he'll go out there, he's gonna fucking throw the whole game on the line for you, and he'll go out there and ball out for you. Obviously not every day you win. But, I mean, he's going to give you everything he's got.
Definitely.
All of it in the tank. So, they're scary.
They are scary. They got Kyron Williams is balling, the running back.
Him, too.
Real quick, the Lions might play the Rams. First game. Lions at home. Stafford will go into Detroit. After that whole big trade, that would be...
Oh, shit. That would be wild.
Right?
You got the LA guy. You got the old LA guy in Jared Goff.
Yeah.
You got the old Detroit guy.
That's something I would want to be there.
That'd be a good one.
Yeah, right.
I wonder. Oh man, but Lions.
Yeah, let's get into the Lions.
The Lions, they're falling off.
Shit.
What up, Detroit?
Straight up.
Damn, man. Okay. Rich, what's your opinion? Did he report? How do you feel about that last play against the Cowboys?
I guess there's a trick thing to it because they're saying the way the offensive coordinator schemed him going late, the lineman, to report. It was to throw the defense off, but that's never been done before. So at the same time, I think it was a bad call because I thought they reported, and I think you said that they said it.
They had the audio sound for the I think it was ESPN Deportes, and they said like you could hella hear the Spanish commentator talking, but then you hear it almost sounded like the microphone was right here, right by their head. He goes, "Number 68 has reported eligible," or something like that. But you could hear it clear as day.
Wow. And then all of a sudden it wasn't.
He wasn't.
Well, yeah, I think that was a pretty bad call, but it didn't determine if they were going to win the game. I mean, they would have just extended the game.
I think that would have pulled the win off for them. Because I think it wasn't the field goal they needed at the end just to tie it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they needed a field goal just to tie it. And instead they went for two.
Extra kick. Yeah, you're right.
See, and that's going back to what I said a couple weeks ago. I mean, I love the fact that Campbell is ballsy and he'll go out there and be like, fuck it, let's go for it on fourth down.
Oh, I've been saying that too. Hell yeah.
But the one time I was like, just take the points, go to overtime, see what you can do. Hella backfired.
It did.
And I mean, again, like you said, it didn't really go down to there was a messed up calling or whatever. But that little trickery thing hella backfired.
It did. And that sucks because they could have potentially still been the number one seed. And that's why the Niners clinched that number one seed because of this loss. But, the Lions,
they've been on kind of
on a downhill. I could see the Rams upsetting them if that was the first week. Yeah. The first round.
Right now, yeah, I can see that too.
Well, let's go into that team they won against, the Cowboys.
The Cowboys. Who them boys?
Them boys, man. Cowboys, Prescott. They're starting to get it together. They're getting a little impressive wins there.
CD. CD Lamb is killing it right now, man. He's a dog.
Yeah.
He's 7-11 right now. He's always open.
Yeah, he is.
He's
hella Jamar Chase.
Hella. And that's crazy, dude, because they could be scary. They could be scary going into these playoffs. You got to go to Dallas. Ooh.
Yeah, exactly.
Good luck.
Yeah.
This guy's got impressive as shit at home.
Yeah, the only team that I can see beat the Niners right now that I can say is probably the Cowboys.
That would be an interesting game.
In the NFC.
In the NFC.
I know the Eagles can still go in there. You got some wild cards, but the Cowboys, the way they're running and getting this confidence. You just said CD Lamb. Bro, he just beat the freaking record of the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Well, Michael Irvin,
all of them. He's fucking top dog there.
Top dog, man.
And he's only seen he's been there for 20 minutes.
He's sick, man. Is he top 3 right now?
Yeah, for sure.
For sure?
Hell yeah, he's top 3.
There's
I mean, think about it. Who else could you put up there?
Just based on this season.
Just this season? Fuck, dude. He might even be one.
He might be one.
He might be him.
Yeah, straight up.
Because, I mean, You know, who do we normally put up there? You'll put Jefferson.
You'll put Chase.
He's been down a down year.
Adams.
Chase has been down year. Adams hasn't really produced.
Yeah, you know, a bunch of injuries too.
Who else is out there that is top dog? It's just CD. Debo's having a good year. Ayuk's having a cool year.
Yeah,
but they're not doing CD numbers.
No.
So I think Lamb is him.
For sure. But how about the defense, though? You know, they're still there. They're doing their thing.
Yep.
You got Lawrence balling out, too.
Yeah. That whole defense is kind of like, they're locking it up. They're doing good, and that's the one thing I said this year that was going to be their kryptonite, and then unfortunately the Cowboys defense is stepping it up.
For sure. Now, Juan, this other team is the Packers against the Vikings. That game, actually. But the Packers, they won 33-10. They pretty much kicking the Vikings out of the playoffs.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Even though they're still in the hunt. Jordan Love.
Looks good for 2 straight weeks. You know, he's been looking nice, man. And that offense is looking like they're getting it together. And they still have a chance, I believe, to make the playoffs. The Packers, I think they can still sneak in, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they're right behind the Rams.
Exactly. Yep. So there's a chance they can make it in and everything. That obviously hoping for your scenario to work out. But Jordan Love is... It started to look like that Jordan Love from the beginning of the year that we were hyped up and ready to see come out.
Yeah, I think it's more on the lines that these receivers are actually understanding that it's not Love throwing a bad pass, it's them not going after the damn catch. And we went over that earlier this season, but you're starting to see it a lot more.
Yes.
And they're getting these wins. They look pretty impressive. Hopefully they can make the playoffs.
I would like to see them go in. It'd be cool to see that. But, they're turning it around. They have, like I said, 2 good, impressive wins. And, things are kind of on the up for them right now.
Definitely. Well, what other teams should we talk about? Because you got the Bills.
The Bills.
The Bills are running hot. They got...
Are they, though, Rich?
They're the second wild card spot right now, and they weren't supposed to make the playoffs. At one point, we were like, they're going to not make the playoffs.
I mean, I don't know, man. I'm not sold on them. I mean, if they didn't make it, I wouldn't be like, oh, I can't believe the Bills didn't make it. But, at the same time, too, it's kind of like, how did they go from this team up here and then all of a sudden it's they hella fell off? They're hella like the Eagles.
Yeah, but they're definitely they're trending up right now the way they're playing.
Yeah, they have their 2 good wins. I mean, they barely skated by against New England. I mean, they should have handled New England like good.
Yeah,
they
that's barely beat the Chargers.
Yeah, and they barely got by the Chargers. So I mean, really, what was really going on there? These are teams that they should be handling.
Yeah,
and especially coming to the time of the year where this is the time where you assert your dominance going into the playoffs. So okay, we gonna run this table.
Yeah,
and they haven't proven that. I still feel like they haven't.
I don't think so either. But a lot of people are really starting to jump on the wagon for them and saying oh yeah, this is the team to be in the AFC. And okay, I get they're on a little trend up, and it is Josh Allen with the Bills, and we've seen them in the past couple of years. But this is another season. And they started off good, like you said, went down pretty damn bad. And that low stretch was pretty low to make me be like, yeah, you turn it around, but I'm not going to believe it yet.
Yep.
Right?
And I think that's where we're still sitting at right now. You got your 2 wins, but are they really oh, yeah, I believe in these guys? I still don't really believe in them.
I can't either.
It's hard to jump on that wagon.
And one thing that I can't believe is the damn Broncos cut Russell Wilson. And I understand it's a financial thing, and
it's okay, buddy.
Some people are saying it could be some of how he plays, how he was playing his performance. But
that
if you
doesn't make
ask
sense to
me, yeah, I understand it now. I just couldn't believe it when it happened.
That's so strange. It was the weirdest. I'm still kind of lost in the whole fucking thing, man. It's just, I don't know. I just don't know how to process that one. And I can only imagine how that shit's going through your head. Because we thought this was we hit that point. What was that? 5 games in a row?
Yes.
And we were both
6, 7, I think.
Maybe 6.
6. Okay, 6.
But we were on that stretch and we were talking bro, you're fucking.
I still believe we're a good ass team, bro. We win this next game, we right there. We can't make it no more statistically, but our record is the same as a damn wild card team.
And that's the crazy thing. Why change now? I didn't understand that part.
Yeah. Ask me something, Juan. I'm waiting. I'm right here. I got my Broncos sweater on.
What's happening next?
What's happening next? I don't know what's gonna happen next. I'm trying to find out what's happening right now. Russell Wilson just got cut. I get it. Financially, he's supposed to get guaranteed money not this next year, but the year after.
I know, but why would you make this sudden decision now?
No,
Like,
well,
hella random.
apparently they asked him week 7 or whatever the week was when we beat the Chiefs. And they were saying, all right, can you please take that guarantee for the year after off if you get hurt? It's a more, if Russell Wilson gets
financial
hurt
thing.
this year, he's guaranteed all that money, not this next year, but the year after if he gets hurt. So we're like, all right, we're out of the playoffs. We have 2 games left. Let's bench him because if he gets hurt, he's guaranteed all that money.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I get that, but I don't know, man. I don't know if we're really going to move on from him. Because if we are, I don't know who our quarterback is.
Doesn't Payton like that one dude?
Stidham?
Yeah.
Our backup? Yeah, he's it's not that he likes him. He brought him in as a backup and had faith in him and was like, I can build him a certain way. We still haven't seen.
Congratulations. You guys are getting Taysom Hill next year.
Who?
Hill.
Tatum Hill? Fuck.
I mean, I don't understand. Like,
Yeah.
I understand the financial moves, it's an organization and everything like that, but it's just you killed your chances like hella hard.
No, for the playoffs?
I thought you
We
could,
only had 2 weeks. It was this week that just passed and the next week.
and you guys
We just won, so it would have been the same.
Oh, yeah.
It's not our chances.
It was that Patriots one that you guys needed.
Well, he played and we lost.
That's what I'm saying. That's the one you needed to keep your hopes alive.
See,
Because right now we would have been talking a whole different story.
That's what I'm like, I don't get it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, and that was your guys' to win.
Yeah, I know.
That was your guys'
Bro,
to win.
yeah, that was our fucking game. I live bet when we were down 16 going into the 4th quarter. We tied the game. Got the ball on the freaking 40-yard line of our own. Great field position just to get a field goal. And he could not get the first. And man, dude.
I think I don't know.
That was
it's
our
weird
season right there.
Because it almost seemed like Peyton has something against Wilson, I think. Because it's been since the beginning, Rich. Think about it, man.
No, I'm not. I agree, but I don't think it's just Peyton. I think the world has something against Russell Wilson.
That is weird.
Why is he getting...
He's getting hated by everybody.
About everything. He had a hell of a season. And everybody's like, yeah, okay.
Statistically wise, everything. And then just, I don't know, man, because as soon as it all started with this whole Broncos country. That's right.
Yeah.
That's where it all started.
It did.
And then, I don't know, it was like an alter ego thing.
No, they did it as a meme, and,
They just
it's not his fault. He didn't come up with that line. It's the King's media that was like, all right, you're saying this, And they're like, oh, yeah, that's Russell Wilson saying this. Let's blow this up.
I think that's where it all started at. And I don't know, like, it just seemed like this whole year, dude. Like, even the way, okay, who as an NFL coach right now, who have you seen get into their quarterback's face the way that Wilson did?
Well, Andy Reid did it at Mahomes the other day.
I know, it was more along the lines of a support thing.
Nah, he's pretty mad at them. Yeah, Andy Reid is getting pretty hot.
Well, that's because he's fucking acting like a kid.
But then again, I mean, what old school coaches are out there? You feel me? Like there ain't that many that. He's a freaking.
You know what would have been hella gangster if Sean Payton just went up to fucking Wilson and grabbed him by the fucking mask. He was like, hey, no. I was like, oh shit.
He basically did.
Yeah, he did without touching him.
Yeah, same shit.
That's crazy though, man.
So, I can't even say what route we're going. I think we have a still decent team. I'm still on the hopes. I hope we keep Russell Wilson. A ton of Bronco fans are like, "You're crazy." I believe we should keep him.
Your system isn't broke.
Yeah, I think we need receivers.
You guys just need a little bit more improvement. That's it. There's no reason why you need to move on from Wilson,
especially with the contract he has.
Exactly.
You're gonna take a freaking hit anyways.
Yeah, you might as well use them all the fucking way.
Yeah, for real.
But still, it just blows my mind how that whole story just fucking blew up like that. That was hella like, what the fuck happened?
Random everything. Like I said, I don't understand it, bro. I'm in shock. Like, what? Okay,
this is what we're doing. I guess. Cool, let's go. You guys know what we're doing here.
For sure. Well, let's go to a team that's pretty much doing pretty good. It's the Colts.
And they're in the playoffs.
Let's talk about them and the Texans because they got a good matchup coming up this week.
This is the little mini AFC South Super Bowl right now.
Yeah, winner takes the division.
Exactly.
No, Jaguars are still there.
Oh yeah,
so
those guys.
The winner makes the playoffs.
Yeah, there you go. They get the last seed.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think has a better chance in the playoffs out of these two guys?
I like Houston, man. I like C.J. Stroud. I like what they got going on. And Juan.
What about Minshew?
Minshew, yeah, they cool. The Colts are nice. I like what they got going on over there. But
I almost feel like the Colts, like as a team whole, is a little bit more better than the Houston team as a whole. Like I like, you know what, I don't know if that makes sense. Like,
no, that makes sense.
I feel like I like the Texans are more offensive dominant than the defense, but like the Colts, they both go together. You know what I mean?
They balance out.
Exactly. There you go.
But at the same time, C.J. Stroud
is C.J. fucking Stroud.
Yeah, and that's a baller right there that the Colts don't have. And when it comes to those playoff games and who you want on the field and what team would you pick, I'm going to go with the better quarterback most of the time. And C.J. Stroud is a dog, bro. And we say it week in, week out. But one thing that we haven't talked about, Juan, that I just mentioned to you was he played for Snoop Dogg when he was younger.
That's trip.
It's a trip to me.
I hella didn't realize that he was a California kid.
Yeah, Snoop Dogg had him on his team. And I'm like, you know what? That's sick for Snoop Dogg to produce this guy out there. You know, like make him the top guy right now.
He's arguably, by next year, he's probably going to be one of the top dogs. I can see that happening. Like, I mean, he's damn near almost there this year.
Yeah,
well actually, this year he is there, considering the fact that all these quarterbacks that are hurt.
Yes.
So he is there. He's up there with those guys.
He's top 5.
Arguably, yeah,
for sure he is.
Well, I mean,
right
now, let's see. You go Joe Flacco.
He's hurt.
Joe Flacco?
Oh, okay, I meant Joe Burrow.
No, Joe Flacco.
What?
You think who's balling right now, Rich, over who?
I'd rather have C.J. Stroud than Joe Flacco. Put C.J. Stroud on the Browns.
Oh, that's not even fair.
Why not?
Because C.J. Stroud is the shit.
You feel me?
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
C.J. Stroud.
We're saying arguably. Okay. What about? But I mean, put C.J. Stroud. Bro,
C.J. Stroud is probably top 3. That's what I'm saying. I'm big on C.J. Stroud, and I still believe it.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna back down from. He's top 5, maybe top 3.
Over Lamar?
No, Lamar's MVP.
Okay.
Best player.
All right. Who else do we got out there? We got
you got Tua
Tagovailoa.
Yeah, that one's close.
But you know what? I feel like they have they're like, oh man, I don't want to say it without sounding hella like way the fuck out there, but like I can see their play styles almost the same.
Who?
It's TJ Watt. TJ Watt is playing out there. No,
CJ Stroud and Tua.
Stroud and Tua. Like they kind of have the same kind of, but I mean, overall wise, I think CJ Stroud can space it out better than Tua.
But anyways, that's the team I would go for because I think they can still make some noise in the playoffs. If the Houston makes the playoffs, plays the Jaguars, shit, they could be in the next round already. I don't know. I'm not gonna. That's a good game.
That's gonna be a good game. Divisional game again. Damn. Imagine you gotta play fucking 2 division games just to get a playoff game like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, they'll be in the playoffs if they play against Jacksonville, but.
Well, let's get into this. What's that?
They'd be like damn near like watching another playoff, having to play 2 playoff games.
Let's get into this last headline real quick. Is the Chicago Bears? I understand they still have a chance to make the playoffs, which is insane.
So you're saying there's a chance?
You're saying there is a chance, but Justin Fields, this whole thing that's going on, they are already for sure the number 1 pick because the Panthers have the worst record. They
Thanks,
get their
Carolina.
Pick. Thanks, Carolina, for sure. But what about Justin Fields? What should they do?
I don't, man. So we were talking about this earlier, and I read a report something about like the Vikings will eat up his contract and give him a number 1 pick for Justin Fields. Well, but then again, that's a division thing. You're going back to like how you circled that one. It's a division thing. Will the Bears do it? No, I don't think they'll do it.
Not their division.
But that'd be a good move organization-wise because then you get put up there with 3 solid top fucking picks. You got the number 1. I think they got the 7 or 8 with theirs, and then they also get the Vikings one. That'd be nice to have. You can do some work right there in the draft, especially with a lot of the guys that are coming out right now. You take a quarterback at 1. You know, there's a lot of them. This is quarterback year. It's quarterback year. If you need a quarterback, this is the year to go get one because there's a bunch of them out there.
Oh yeah, definitely there is, and that's the thing. That's why I'm saying that the whole headline is what should the Bears do with Justin Fields? Are they keeping him or are they trading Fields to get more draft capital and still get your future quarterback? As far as they're saying, Caleb Williams, if not him, May from North Carolina.
Hell no, Caleb's gonna be fucking toxic wherever he goes. I'm calling it right now.
I don't know, man.
I just don't see him any.
I like Caleb. I think he's pretty good now.
I'll take Michael from fucking Washington over there.
Penix, he's balling.
He's a baller.
Yeah,
Bo
I'll take
Nix,
him
go
too.
Ducks.
Yeah.
But no, I think the better move would be to find somebody who's going to give you a 1 pick. Take a 1 pick and let him go. Fucking start off all the way again. That's what I think. Because that whole organization for the last couple of years, man, they've kind of been the same fucking team all the time.
Yeah, well, they're saying
they're not rebuilding right. I feel like they're not rebuilding right.
well, so if you trade Fields, you're most likely getting 2 first-round picks.
Take it.
One this year, one the year following. A couple seconds. You never know who else with another player. Because last year they ended up getting a first and DJ Moore for that first pick.
That was a plug.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
At the same time, though, let's say you keep Fields, you trade that first pick since you're not getting a quarterback. You still get another first round. You get maybe 2-3 spots back. You get your guy Marvin Harrison. You got DJ Moore, Marvin Harrison Jr. Fields is still balling. You feel me? He was just hurt.
Yeah.
You know,
he's turning it around right now.
So what I'm saying is Fields is – the Bears are in a tough situation, bro.
Okay, well, what would you do?
Yeah, that's what I'm
move are you
saying.
making?
Like, this is hard as fuck because this is the hardest decision when it comes to a franchise quarterback and one that's already there in a way, trending up.
Okay.
I've never seen a situation like that with another team. This young in a quarterback's career of not identifying if he's the franchise or not.
Damn.
You know,
it's been a stretch.
They're in a good ass situation though. In the same time, because you got the first pick with a training guy heading up. I would keep Fields. I would keep Fields, and I would trade that first pick a little bit back. Because no matter how great these prospects are, you don't know what they are till they get there.
True.
You feel me? And
game speed's different.
The game speed's different. Now, at the same time, if you pass on a guy and he's the freaking, you feel me? Like he's supposed to be this next big thing.
That's gonna bite you in the ass.
That's gonna for years.
Yep.
And I feel like the Bears have had that before. You know, they bites them in the ass for years. Patrick Mahomes. They were supposed to get Mahomes. They can't miss on Mahomes again. You see?
So then that's what I'm saying. Like, what are you doing? You're gonna go get yourself a quarterback?
It's tough, right?
It's a tough situation on that one, especially. I wonder like how Bear fans are treating this last game and whether or not do you even want to make the playoffs?
That's the thing, because if they win, they still have a chance. Statistically,
that's what I'm saying. Like, do you want to risk the fact of having a better draft pick down, you know, and really build, or do you want to make the playoffs and then see what happens? Because again, nothing's guaranteed, bro. Like, what if they make the playoffs and then something happens to Fields and he gets hurt? Hopefully not, but then what? Then
let's say he makes the playoffs and wins 2 fucking playoff games.
That's the same shit. And then you can still trade him.
No, I'm saying keep him.
You can trade him,
bro.
His value goes higher.
Nah.
You get like 3 fucking first round draft picks.
So what's the point of trading him if you're just 1 game away from the Super Bowl?
You never know.
Then you get a fucked up draft and get a quarterback that doesn't even pan out. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, and what if he lays a fat ass goose egg next year? We don't know.
Yeah,
we don't know. We don't know.
I think that's it, Juan. It's a hell of an episode.
A lot of good talks.
Good talks. And what do we always say, Juan?
If you're a king,
you belong at the table. Gone.
See ya.